On this episode of Out of the Box Gaming, we talk launches. No, not lunches, but launches. Should you buy a new console on launch? Maybe. So power up your favorite console, old or new, press play, and enjoy gaming with us.
Alright, hello gamers! Welcome to Out of the Box Gaming, a podcast where we talk about games. What kind of games? Well, all types of games, like video games, board games, card games, etc. Now you may ask why. Why are we going to talk about games? Well, because we want to, and because we think that we have something to say that you may want to hear. If you're joining us for the first time, or for the 25th time, 25 episodes, we want to welcome you. I'm your host, Nick Picard, and I'm joined by a man who is next gen himself, Will Kinsey.
You know it. I like that one. Well, that's right, guys. We want to show our love of games to you and possibly introduce you to something new. And as always, we want to hear from you, so feel free to drop topic ideas, discussion questions that you would love for us to talk about. This can be done by going to our Discord and then going to the topic ideas and discussion questions text channel and just typing away over there.
Yes. Now, Lindsay is also here.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's crazy. And I believe she is ready with our trivia question for the episode.
That's right, guys. Okay, my trivia question today I thought was pretty interesting. Who was Nintendo's character Kirby based on?
Yay!
Do you know this, Will?
I know this because I saw it in a documentary last week.
I know it too, because I saw it in a documentary.
Dang!
Yay!
Was it the same documentary?
Probably.
I saw the one on Netflix.
Netflix,
I think you
High
watched
Score.
the other one. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, I started watching that one.
Well,
Nice.
okay. They know it, but we'll still wait till the end to share it.
Exactly.
'Cause
That
it's
is a
cool.
wonderful, fantastic question that you have for us today, Lindsay. And if you guys at home think you know the answer, go ahead and type it in chat, and we'll be back at the end of the episode to hear the correct answer. Nick, my
Mhm.
friend, what have you been playing this week?
Oh boy, howdy. Well, I don't even know if I want to even talk about the beginning part of the week. Well, actually, no, I'll say that I started playing Super Mario Sunshine, and I've been having fun with that. I played very, very, very little of it whenever I was a kid, so I'm much further than what I got to then. And I'm having fun, though I do miss some of the... Sorry, there's a cat underneath me. I do miss having some of the jump, like the long jump or whatever from 64. They don't have that in Sunshine. But I've been having fun with it. But that... Yeah, that's the beginning of the week. Now, from Thursday till today...
That's where it really starts.
That's where it starts.
Yes.
The PS5 launched. And oh boy... is that thing a beast. Oh. So, surprisingly, I have not played Spider-Man Miles Morales because that was the only game that I actually bought with it at launch. Which I did get the Ultimate Edition one where it comes with Spider-Man PS4 remastered. Which nice. I'll go through that story again later. But yeah, I have not played Miles Morales yet, surprisingly. But whenever I set up the system, I had to do things different from what I had my setup before. The PS5 is so big that I couldn't really lay it down where the PS4 was, so I have to stand it up now. It's standing up on top of my PC.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, but it's a big boy, and it's a monster that... Sony just did such a good job with it. But you're here to, you're asking what I've been playing, so let me get into that. Not the system itself. So what I've been playing, I was told, or what I kept hearing was that whenever you get a boot up, the first thing you should do is the Astro Playroom, and I was because it will give you a good feel of the controller. So I was like, okay, I'll do that. I didn't think that was an actual game. Like, that is a, full-length game, 5 to 6 hours or whatever. And the whole thing, lets you get a good feel of the new DualSense controller. So I started that, and man, is that a fun game. That is just a joy of a time.
Really?
Yes. Like, I wasn't expecting it to be as long as it was. But it gives you a bunch of nostalgia feel, especially, so whenever you go in, it will do like a little tutorial type thing. And then whenever you get to like the main, like CPU hub, I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you turn around, there's a PlayStation 1 thing sitting there, and you can like go through it, and then you'll go to like the PlayStation Playroom area. In there's a big circle thing, not quite big, in the center, and then there's a big circle around it that has like 4 quadrants. There's a crane machine in the back, and whenever you go to the crane machine, you would have to use the triggers, like you would use the L2 trigger to pull the crane down, and then whatever you get out of it, use R2 to like break the thing open. It's like a ball. And whenever you pull it, it's the triggers from that has that like feedback. It has like that tension. Feedback. Yes. And it's really crazy. It kind of feels like, you're actually doing something instead of just pushing a button.
Nice.
But yeah, so in that room, the 4 areas or whatever are for like the different consoles, the PS1, PS2, PS3, and PS4. And then the very center is going to be the PS5 at the end. But then whenever you go back into like the CPU like hub area, there's different worlds you can go into. And the one to the left was the first one that I started with, and it was the PlayStation 1 world. And you would have like 4 different sections to go through.
Was that Memory Meadow? Is that it?
Yeah, Memory Meadow, I think is what it's called. You'll have, and it's just a platforming game. As you're going through, you'll have different things to do. You'll come across, like, the first part of it is going to be you walking around as a little robot. And you're going to be, jumping around, collecting coins, finding puzzle pieces, finding artifacts. And the artifacts are old PlayStation hardware that they made.
Which I did not know.
Yeah, I didn't realize how much they had.
As much stuff as they did.
But then after you get through that section, you'll come across another thing, and it's where your little robot will get into like a suit, and depending on which area that you're in, depends on what it's going to be. So in the Memory Meadow, it's going to be a ball, and you're using the touchpad to get around in the ball. And then so that was like that first area. And that one was a PlayStation 1, and at the very end, whenever you pull, like, you'll get to like the last area, and that PlayStation sound of it turning on, like, whenever it hit me, I was like, oh, I'm getting chills. Like, I got goosebumps coming up my arm, because it just like, it brings you back to that time where you would cut on that PlayStation and hear that sound. Mm-hmm. It was awesome. Yeah, so there was that area, and then there was, I can't remember the name for the next area. It was dealing with like ice there. Oh, you had to be a frog for the one suit instead of the ball from the last one.
Springs?
Yeah, Cooling Springs, I believe it was called.
It's you're inside a PlayStation 5, right? Is that what it is?
I believe so.
Yeah, and so it's really cool because it's all like techie related. Yeah. I don't know the right word.
Yeah, but I mean, like, each area has 4 different sections that you go through, and then half of those sections is you walking around as a robot. The other half is the special suit. So that one, you're a frog. Another one, you're
GPU jungle.
You're a monkey. And then
SSD.
Yeah, SSD something. You're in a like rocket ship type thing. All these things, like, you would use the triggers, and you would really feel the feedback that it has. So it was really cool. Also, I will have to say, in the Cooling Springs, at one point you get to an ice area, and your character is ice skating on like big chunks of ice, and you can feel it in the controller of it like just like a constant vibrate where it kind of feels like you are, ice skating, or what your like foot would feel.
Oh,
If you
wow.
really, yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, and like when you walk on the ice, the little clink, 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 you feel in
Yeah.
the controller, the rain.
Yeah, everything was like, yeah, like the controller itself makes this experience like, just top notch.
Mhm.
Like it's completely different. And I know I've said this while I was streaming. A lot of people say, PC is better. I mean, like overall, yeah, PC is going to be better with like, hardware, like graphics and all that stuff. But PC does not have this, what Sony has done with a controller.
Yeah, that experience.
Yeah, it's a different experience. So, but yeah, so I played through that. Oh, also they do have speed runs at the end if you want to do, which I did all of them, and they were different from the actual thing. Like it was like a quick little course thing that you would do that would take like a minute. But yeah, so I ended up actually platinum the game. That first night that I played, and then other than that, I've been playing Bugsnax because it's free for PS5. So been trying that out. Bugsnax is actually pretty fun.
It is quite the surprise.
Yeah. Lindsay got much further than I did because I had to do some stuff last night, and she continued on playing. But yeah, Bugsnax is a lot of fun. The food puns are pretty funny.
Not as annoying as the Animal Crossing puns.
Yeah, no, not as annoying as that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really cool. You go around, you'll just collect, different Bugsnax that are food critters or whatnot. You have to basically
solving a mystery, basically.
Yeah, solving a mystery to catch the Bugsnax. It's like you're trying to figure out how you can catch them because you'll be given a trap to begin with, but not all snacks can fit in the trap. Some could be flying, or later you'll get like a launcher. You have to use the launcher to throw your trap to catch them, and then yeah. So it's a little like puzzle game with solving a mystery and all that stuff. So it's a lot of fun. I don't know when I'll get to Miles Morales. I guess probably after I play Bugsnax, so because I'm really enjoying that. So, but I thought it was really cool that get the new system, have Astro Playroom that was surprisingly a lot of fun. And it didn't take long. I mean, yeah, like I said, it was like 5 to 6 hours, but it was a great game. Didn't expect it to be a full-on game.
You could get the experience of it by not completing everything.
Yeah, but
like if you only wanted to spend an hour or so in it,
mm-hmm.
you'd still get a good experience of the game and of the controller and everything.
Yeah.
But if you do want to platinum it, it's not going to take you too
Yeah,
long.
it's a very easy plat. And it's just mostly a lot of towards the end of certain areas nostalgia feel, like hearing the sounds from like old systems boot up. Like, not gonna lie, whenever I went through the PS4 area and at the end the PS4 sound came on and I thought my PS4 was coming on, I'm like, why am I hearing this?
It wasn't even plugged up.
It wasn't plugged up. I'm like, why is my PlayStation 4 on? So but yeah, like you got that, and then they gave away Bugsnax for free. And then there's all the PlayStation Plus collection, but I mean those are PS4 games. But I mean right off the bat, you have Astro's Playroom, Bugsnax for free, so it's pretty cool. Sorry, but yeah, that's what I've mostly been playing, and it's been a lot of fun. What about you, Will? What have you been playing?
Well, not a whole lot this week. Played some League of Legends. Always got to get my grind in on that. Apparently that new champ that we were talking about, Seraphina, she's based on one of the designer's ex-girlfriends, which was kind of funny.
Oh.
Did you see that?
No, I didn't, but I
man.
wonder.
I'll show you later. It's insane. The pictures
I wonder when it was
wild.
that he started, designing it, and then
I'm assuming
they broke
before
up.
they broke up.
Yeah. It's a whole thing. I'll share the article with you later. It's cool.
What if it was that, he came out with it and she saw it and she's like, I'm done with you now.
Nah.
Oh, that's funny.
I bet she feels bad.
I forgot to mention I did try her out on a custom game, just see how she was.
She's really good. She's insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, played some League. Jumped on some Fortnite with Heather and Shell. Got some wins. I just like driving around in that game, man.
Right?
However, I did not know that frickin' Wolverine just hangs out in the woods.
Oh.
And I ran into him twice last night. I was
It's
just like, there's a
scary,
dude over
isn't it?
here. And I just run up to him. And before I notice that it's him, he's like, oh, snap. Come here, bud. And just starts murderizing me.
Do you want like a scary experience? Go there, have a sniper rifle, and scope in on him, and then shoot him once, and then just watch him turn and get angry and beeline it to you. It's terrifying.
Yes.
I mean, they did a really good job with his AI design because he acts just like Wolverine.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was terrifying. I like that they do that. Are there other superheroes just randomly
Yeah,
in
there's
the map?
Iron Man.
Because I know
is,
like Doom is over in his place and
Yeah.
Iron Man's
Iron
over in
Man.
his place, but
No,
I didn't
think-
know that there were like random people just out in the middle
No,
of nowhere.
I think that's it. I mean, I've
Okay.
known that Wolverine's been in.
Yeah, he's always in Weeping Woods.
Yeah,
Like, it makes sense because he's a lumberjack.
yeah. But I don't know
Man.
if there's any others. I mean, I know you can get some other hero abilities, like you can get Thor's like Bifrost ability, and then you can get like She-Hulk hands and stuff like that, and you can get Black Panther like kinetic suit whatnot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't know how to get those. You have to take down Stark machines, right?
yeah, mostly you
Of
get them
Ultron
from the drones. That's
Okay.
where you mostly will find those.
Oh yeah, so I played a little Fortnite. I still maintain that I don't play Fortnite. It is not a game that I play. I just
Yeah, you haven't played with us in a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Will.
Which
You haven't invited me. I don't invite myself to play games with people. You have to.
Sorry,
invite me.
I think the times
I'm
that
a
we actually
vampire.
had played, we've had
Hey.
full people.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So
No.
So-
Friday, I was like, was it Friday?
I don't know what day it was.
No, it was Wednesday because I was off and Will was off.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, hey, Nick, are we going to invite Will to play Fortnite?
That was where we were on for a little bit because we were babysitting our
Yeah, I mean, we
nieces.
weren't on for very long. But,
I'll let you mention
Anywho.
Fortnite with the PS5.
oh, I was going to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I haven't really been playing a whole lot else.
We did
We
Mutants
did
and
do
Masterminds.
Mutants and Masterminds. Got a whole lot of backstory and lore and stuff over the last couple of weeks. We've
Mhm.
learned quite a bit.
I feel like we
Um,
derailed a lot from the main objective, which I don't even know what the main objective is anymore.
Well, as any good DM does, I have allowed you to sort of derail, but you're still getting all of the juicy lore and information that I've wanted you to get.
Okay. Well, that's good.
So you're not too far off the rails. You're basically on a parallel train track.
Okay.
You're fine.
Okay.
And then we played our D&D session. I drank a bunch of people under the table as a halfling.
Oh, yeah.
And you guys killed the captain of the ship.
Yeah. And I wanted to throw him out, but we didn't do that. We just put him in the hammock and
I
let him sleep.
heard a deck of many things was drawn.
That was at the very end. Yeah.
Yeah, apparently Cody has a deck of many things.
Yeah, I know
with
about that ever
certain
since he bought it.
cards missing. So I'm curious what cards are in there. I know
Yeah.
two of the cards, or I know for a fact one of the cards, and I have a pretty good idea of one of the cards.
Yeah, he
that
got
were
like a cool legendary hammer or whatnot, and then
Oh yeah,
And
so
then
I know
he
two of the
lost.
cards.
like a -2 on like every saving throw or something.
Yeah,
And then
It could've been
the third
worse.
one we don't know.
the
We don't
third
know what
one.
happened.
There's a couple of cards that you just don't know what happens, and I really hope it's the one random NPC somewhere in the world is now
Mad at him.
Mad.
Mad at him. Yeah, I really hope it's that one.
I really want it to be that one.
I mean, I'm not really invested in this campaign, but just the being Cody, I kind of hope he spawns his own death that he has to fight.
Yeah, that
Wouldn't that be
didn't,
fun?
that didn't happen.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to this week. What have you been up to, Lindsay?
Well, I don't remember what I did on Monday. Tuesday did Mutants and Masterminds. Wednesday did a little Fortnite. Thursday, PS5 launch. Nick had already started playing his by the time I got home, so I set it up and got started, and download times are definitely improved over the PS4. You could tell that for sure. What did I started the Astros thing?
Yeah, she started Astros, and
And
then
then we played Fortnite.
because there was 4 of us and we wanted to play something together, and that was the only thing that we had
We were
installed.
still downloading Avengers and Overwatch and whatnot.
Oh yeah, we did do.
We played a little
we did do a
Overwatch,
little
too.
Overwatch at the very end.
Fortnite, it took some adjustment because with the controller, when you shoot, it's got that
It's got the
tension,
feedback.
the resistance, the feedback for it. And so at first I was like, oh no, what am I doing? But got that figured out. Got used to it. Overwatch felt pretty much the same. But the Fortnite load time
Yes.
into that game on the PS5 is amazing.
Yeah. I remember
Amazing.
whenever I was streaming it, and our viewer Wolfie, I don't know if he's still in the chat, he was watching, and whenever I clicked it and it loaded up, he goes, God dang, that's fast. Holy F, that is quick.
Yes.
Because before it took forever for the game to load, but now it's, oh man, it's a big difference.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to wait like 3 minutes for the load screen to, come through, and then, now you can go in, and now you're waiting even longer. It's super quick.
Yeah. And yesterday played Bud Snacks for like 5 or 6 hours. I don't even know. I think that's all I played yesterday.
Yeah.
Maybe might beat it today. I don't know. But I think that's what I've been playing.
Yeah. Well, with all of that said, of my and Lindsay's excitement with the new launch of the PlayStation 5, hopefully other people out there have enjoyed their PlayStation 5 and have enjoyed their Xbox One X or S, because that also got launched at the beginning of the week.
Series.
But yeah,
Yes,
series,
series.
not one. My bad. Their
one.
naming thing is terrible. So Microsoft,
I mean,
fix it.
It is a lot more confusing than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes.
So
Because Microsoft, like I've said this before, I don't know what you're doing, because you did it with your Windows, like Windows 90 something, and then Vista XP and all that. Like,
and now we ended up at 10.
yeah. But yeah, with all that said, we're going to be talking about buying new consoles at launch, and we're just going to give you some pros and cons, because there's a lot of stuff out there that will say why you shouldn't. A lot of people, like I'll see on social media, they say that they mostly wait, for like a few months to a year or whatnot. But we're just going to go through, some things to maybe y'all want to know, like pros and cons to it, before you would make your decision of, trying to buy one, like in the next couple weeks or whatever. But yeah, well, I don't know. I assume you have, some stuff to say. Like, I went through and I listed out a bunch of stuff on here.
Yeah, which I'm going
Yeah,
to say.
I like everything you added to this. You put a lot of work in. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, Will, I don't know if you get this vibe, but from the notes that Nick put together, does it feel like he's yelling at you?
I'm not yelling.
There's a lot of capitals.
I'm not yelling. That's just the main topic, and then we go into the little things.
Bolded
You
it.
know
I
what?
don't know.
You didn't do this. I'm the one doing all the work
so
here.
do we need to read the pro, like, to finally play on and own a new piece of hardware?
Oh, with that
Is that how we
said,
need
that's
to do
one of the
it?
pros, everyone, is to finally play on and own a new piece of hardware. That's the first pro. I guess we're going to go through pros first.
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
You always start with your pros.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
I made
no,
that up.
I normally
I made that up.
I would
I
do
don't know.
pros second because then you get to end on a high note where you feel good. So,
No, I get that.
all right. But yeah, I mean, yeah, like you get to own that new piece of hardware. You get to brag about it. You get to flex on people that, hey, you got this new thing. It's the new thing from Sony or Microsoft. And
I mean, yeah, Nick sent me a picture of it on Thursday while I was at work. And one of my second graders, who plays games, he was over at my table and I showed him the picture and I made a second grader jealous, basically. He's like, oh, that's so cool. I was like, yeah.
yeah, right
Way
now
to go,
chat's saying that
Lincoln.
we could do half pros and then half cons. Maybe we'll do that. We'll start with a pro and we'll go to a con. That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. Alternate it.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, you get that new thing. You know, I put on here. You know, it's a huge forward leap in terms of power. You know, enhanced visuals, quicken load time, especially quicken load times. Like they are much faster. I will mention that. I forgot. I did forget to say at the beginning of the week I did play a little Destiny before the new Destiny expansion or whatever came out. The load times on the last gen consoles, it takes forever. I did hop into Destiny on the PS5 just to see, and it's much quicker. Like a lot.
I'm interested to see Avengers load time.
Yeah, I am interested in that. So, like, just having this thing with those load times alone is just a big improvement. And for me, that's a big pro because whenever from the last gen of getting towards those newer games, like at the end, those load times minus Ghost of Tsushima, because I don't know what they did, but they were amazing for what they did because those load times were super quick for them.
They fixed them at one point, didn't they?
They had them super duper quick, and then they fixed it to extend it a little bit longer so people can read the tips that they had after they died.
I don't care about the tips.
I know. Like I don't understand why. Like, but it was just amazing how going from like Red Dead Redemption 2, which would take forever to load, or some of these other games like Destiny, but then Ghost of Tsushima is like one of the last games for the that came out for PS4 like this year, and it had super duper quick load time. So
yeah, I'm still not sure how they did that. Like every fiber of my being wants to say something about instancing or render distance. But whenever I was watching you play it, man, you could see pretty far out. It wasn't like you were just loading what was like right there. And then the instancing, like you would travel for a long time without having any sort of like load screens, having to like load into the next area. So
I mean, I guess the
how
longer
they did it, I don't know, but they did really well.
I guess the longer load times was if you fast traveled somewhere. I mean, but if you died, like it didn't take forever. Compared to Marvel's Avengers, if you die, or if you like load in something, it takes forever.
If you're joining someone,
forever
load screens.
But yeah, so like this, it's a big pro. Like more power, enhanced visuals, which I will say I haven't got to experience it, but I watched the first 10 minutes of the Sackboy Big Adventure. It's on YouTube. IGN did it, and just looking at it, oh man, is that game beautiful! And you can like the graphics on it, the visuals are just incredible compared to what you would get if you played Little Big Planet on Little Big Planet 3 on PS4. Like it's a big difference. Like if anybody wants to know visuals of it, go watch that video. It's like I was blown away of how good it looked.
Yeah, I wish we could kind of speak on the Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
Hey, Microsoft.
Wish we could say something, but what do you
looking at you? You want to give us one?
You want?
Anywho.
Oof.
Or
Oof.
Just show us some like new games that y'all have, or do we have to wait?
Well,
I mean, I don't want to include third-party stuff because
yeah, I know. I was just saying, I wish I could speak personally on how that new console runs, but I can't.
All right, so yeah, Will, do you have anything to add on to that pro?
I don't even know what we were talking about. What was the pro?
It was the finally get to play and own a new piece of hardware.
I mean, I feel like you covered it, man. It's
sweet.
The most advanced of the line and has all the updates that you want. Well, all the reasonable updates that you want, at least.
Yeah.
It's just the newness.
So, did you want to go and do a con next and go back and forth, or do you want to go through all the pros?
We can do a con next.
Okay, we'll do a con.
And one of the cons of it being that new piece of hardware is usually with these first generations of these new consoles, quite often there are issues, hiccups, like legendary Red Ring of Death on the 360. I believe PS4 when it first came out had a few issues. So there's always that risk when these new systems come out of when you get it day one. You don't know. You could be getting the next Red Ring of Death. So you're taking that risk, and it's a little bit of a quote-unquote gamble. And that's why I feel a lot of people do wait at least a couple months, maybe even a year, before they buy that new system.
Or that's why you get a warranty.
Or that's why you get a warranty, but that's why I wait.
Yeah. I think there have already been some issues with the PS5, right?
Yeah.
I have heard some people have had some issues.
Yeah. So there was one, it was dealing that I saw, and it talked about the rest mode. Like right now, do not put the PS5 in the rest mode until they get it fixed, because there's been something will go on that could cause it to crash or even brick the system. The other one that I saw, it was actually dealing with the game, and it was the remastered Spider-Man PS4 game. I thought it was the Miles Morales, and I was scared to play it. But whenever I looked more into it, it was actually just the Spider-Man remastered. It was something where I didn't read all the details, but I know if you go from, like, if you don't close out that game, or if you put it in the rest mode, or try to go over to another game without closing it out, something can happen with, like, the file, like save files or whatever, where it potentially could brick your system. And it did happen to one person who got the PS5 early. I think it was like a YouTuber, and they were, talking with like the Sony support and all that. And it got to the point where, that's the system was just dead. So yeah, if anyone y'all are out there and y'all have the remaster of the Spider-Man, wait until they, do a patch. Yeah, that's what I was mostly, hearing was just like some of these bugs. So yeah, like what Will was saying, new system. Yeah, it's nice to get, but there are going to be bugs day one. Like there's just going to be some things that they don't catch, or because there's a lot of people out here that have the new systems, and something may be different with one compared to the other, and they can't test it all. So
I feel like that could be the same with almost any product.
Yes. Absolutely.
Cars have recalls.
Yes.
Like it's just
it's just how it is.
Happen.
Same with like phones. I know a lot of people, they always wait for like the new iPhone whenever it comes out, which I don't know why you would want to get an iPhone. But yeah, like there's going to be issues. So with that said, like you're essentially buying the console during its beta period.
Yeah.
That was the main point that I had. So, yeah, you're going to get that hardware fault. See plenty of like system updates and bugs like along the way. So, if you got one day one, you're just going to get used to the updates. I think last night there was a controller update for like on Lindsay's PlayStation before we went to bed, and I was like, I want to do that later because I'm about to go to bed.
I think that's the one that I accidentally didn't do when I first plugged up. For some reason the buttons are in the same place, but I was confusing buttons on the controller, and I accidentally didn't do an update I wanted to do. But.
Yeah, I will say that they did change some on the controller. I was so used to pressing like the PlayStation button to pull up like the like side menu of things.
Yeah.
But now on this one, you just tap it and it pulls up like what you're used to from the PS4. And if you want to go back to the main menu, you hold the PlayStation button. So I'm trying to adjust to that, and it's a little confusing.
Yeah. But at least with, if there are updates, at least with these newer systems, they aren't taking as long as they used to.
Yeah.
So that's a pro.
And if there is a hardware issue, like you did say, if you're a smart person, you got a warranty.
Yes.
So
we have.
It's not a huge deal.
Yeah. We have. From what I was told, there was like a 1-year warranty with Sony, and then we have a 2-year warranty with GameStop, is where we got our PS5s from, because that's where we could quickly get a pre-order in. But yeah, so buying the console in the beta period, whenever you go to buy, like, you're not really sure if these next systems are going to be a reliable hardware, polished software, and fully fleshed online support on day one. Like, you don't know. I mean, you just got, like, it's a risk. Not a huge risk, because you know there's going to be issues, but they're going to be fixing it. And then also, you probably won't end up buying a defective, Xbox or PlayStation. But I mean, I'm not going to say that, because that will go into another thing. Like, you don't know. I mean, it is a risk, it is a con, but it's not a big one. Like, we all know about, bugs and issues and all that. So now we're going to go and we're going to give you another pro. I want to just say, getting the most out of your purchase. I mean, it's a pro. For those opting to buy a next-gen console on day one, then arguably they're going to get the most out of their purchase if it's their main gaming platform choice for the next, like, X amount of years. We'll say, like, 10 years or whatever for the system. Because, I mean, like, if you're getting it day one, then you're going to get more value out of it, opposed to someone who's going to wait like a year or two, because then they'll have it less time than what you did. And then also, if you buy day one, chances are you're a hardcore gamer, and you're going to get more of your money's worth. It's basically the same thing I already said. Even if, because I know, I had a bunch of like PS4 games. Even if I didn't get to like some of them, I still can play it on the PS5. So I'm going to, get my use out of it. At the end of the day, it goes down to, personal, standpoint on whether or not you feel like you've invested enough time in your console, and if you feel as if you're going to get your money's worth. So I know some people, this may not be like their main gaming platform. I know for like you, Will, you mostly game on the PC.
Yep.
So this may, like, you probably wouldn't want to get a new console on day one, because it's not something that you're going to invest a lot of your time on.
Exactly.
So you probably would just wait like a year or two later, whenever prices go down or something, and then if there's games that you wanted to play like on the PlayStation, I'm not going to say Xbox, because if you just get it, Game Pass. So if there's any games on the PlayStation that you really want to play, you'd be like, you know what? I think I want to pick up one of those things, and the price has probably dropped by then. So yeah.
Like, I didn't own an Xbone or a PS4 until literally last year.
Yeah. So,
and that was just so I could play Spider-Man and a couple other games, but mostly Spider-Man.
So, yeah, it's a pro, but I mean, you can find some cons in there, but yeah, you're getting the most out of your purchase on day one.
But on the same side of that, when you do get it day one, that means you're paying premium price.
Yes, and that's one of our cons is, you're paying premium price. So first, iterations of game consoles is always the worst value, because it's the most expensive and least powerful versions of the console. The example, Xbox One launched for $500. 7 months later, the price dropped to $399. their original 500 gigabyte Xbox One price fell to $350 when the 1 terabyte model launched. Then it dropped to $250 when Xbox released the 4K compatible Xbox One S. So throughout these years of, in this example of the Xbox One, they've made improvements and enhanced like a newer version of the Xbox, and it's still the same thing, but it's just better. So the one that you bought is going to be the, like I said before, the least powerful console, and you paid it at the higher price.
So I wonder if that'll be different with this series or with this gen.
We just have to wait and see. I mean, most people are set in stone. They're like, I'm going to wait because I know they're going to come out with like a smaller version of it, and it's going to be more powerful. It's like, well, cool.
I don't know.
I never got a Slim. Of any of the systems I've had, I've never gotten a Slim. I'm just like, whatever one I got, I think it's mostly the original. I just stuck with that one. Even though like the PS3 Slim, that would have been cool because that was a thick boy. Same with the PS5 here. I'm sure they'll probably come out with a Slim, but with the Slim that they do, I don't know what they're going to do with the fan, because that's the main reason why the PlayStation 5 is so big, is because they heard, people complaining about the PS4 fan of it sounding like a jet engine taking off or a lawnmower. Mm-hmm. So they put a big fan in that system. So, and they're also going to have updates for the fan whenever games come out, and they're going to like monitor, how this game does and what the fan does, and then like they can make improvements on the fan. So,
yeah,
like Sony heard our complaints.
I just with this gen, I imagine the price might drop over the years a little bit, mm-hmm. but I don't know about a more powerful version of it. Smaller, I don't really like. What's the point? I'm not sticking it in my backpack to take anywhere with me.
Yeah.
Like I don't see the point of I've got to have a smaller version of it. It's not a portable system. So
yeah,
I don't know. I'll see.
But I mean, yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, this trend has happened every generation so far with every console. Microsoft and Sony lowered their prices while adding tiny hardware fixes or upgrades to their console. A system that's manufactured 6 months after launch, for example, may address minor issues, while with overheating or joystick drift, costs less than day one console. So I know some people that are just going to be waiting a few months to buy the console, where they might be able to save like $100. I'm not going to say that could happen with this, and I'm like, it may, but I mean, with I think with Xbox One, like the reason why they dropped their price like 7 months later was because of their whole stupid thing where you had to buy the was it the one where you had to buy the camera or something with it, or was that the
you're talking about the Kinect or whatever?
Was that the one before? I don't know.
They did require that, like when they first launched, you like had to have.
You had to have it, and it was like and people hated it and all that stuff. Yeah. So I think later that could have been why they dropped the price. I don't know.
Dude, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I will say it's a con that you don't have on your list. I think it's related to, the premium price. There aren't as many options or versions of the console when it first comes out.
Yes.
Like PS5, you got the digital.
You got the digital and
the disc.
The disc one.
Xbox, you've got the X and the S. But they're one color controller for now.
Yeah.
You don't have as many options.
Yeah.
When it first launches. It's not like a clothing company where they have a shirt in 7 different colors.
Yeah.
It's harder to do.
Yeah, I don't understand why they didn't I wouldn't see it being hard to have different colors. I mean, whenever Game Boy Color came out, there was different colors.
Yeah. Or at least a black one and a white one.
The GameCube, it came out with gray, purple, black. I mean, give us options. And I know,
Yeah.
like, with the PS5, these side panels can come off, but I don't know. Like, I'm kind of
Look,
hoping
you
Sony will
can't
come out with
compare
those.
the lovely, light-hearted, colorful wonderfulness that is God Emperor Nintendo
Yeah, Nintendo, I
with
don't know,
Sony and
like,
Microsoft. Sony and Microsoft aren't as colorful as
I mean,
Nintendo.
I think for it, Sony just and Microsoft both like bank on like special edition consoles coming out, because I know with the PS4 we've had a Spider-Man PS4, a God of War PS4, and they know people are going to want to get that. But and then like Xbox, like they've done the same, like a Gears of War,
Gears of
like
War.
yeah. I mean, like, why don't, like, just give us options? Like, at least with, you know, this PS5, like, these side panels, give it, like, sell those. People will buy them. Like, people love customization.
True.
And then, like, and I told Lindsay, and we both agreed that each of these consoles, they come with one controller. Yeah, we would like another controller, but I'm going to wait until I get some colors, because I know Sony's going to be coming out with some different color controllers, because they've done with...
I mean, there was a ton with PS4.
Yeah, that was a ton with PS4.
And I'm going to be hurt
if they don't come out with a rose gold.
If they don't come out with a rose gold PS5 controller, because by the time the PS4 DualShock rose
4.
gold controller came out, we were so close to the PS5, Nick wouldn't let me get it.
Yeah.
So, which, I mean, makes sense. Thank you, Nick, for not letting me waste that money. But, like, come on, give me the rose gold, Sony. Please.
Yeah, so we went off a little bit, but that's okay, because some of those were pros and cons. But we're going to do our last pro here. Right? Yeah, last pro.
Yes.
Mostly it's just, be a part of history. Yes, you're going to be part of the history. It's not every day that a console launches. It's not every month that a console launches, and it's not every year. It's just like, it's multiple years in between, and it's like, that one day where it's going to have that first launch.
It's not like a new iPhone every year.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not like that. It's not like a new Call of Duty every year, iPhone, all that. No, it like this happens over several years.
Call of Duty, I see.
Yeah. So, like, yeah, you get that launch buzz, excitement, the feeling of knowing that the wait is finally over and you get your hands on that new console. I experienced that. Lindsay, did you experience that?
What'd you say?
Did you feel the high?
Did you feel the high, like the buzz of the excitement?
Oh yeah.
Like knowing, like, it's here. Like,
I'm still excited.
Yeah.
The Thursday night I dreamed about it.
Yeah, she did.
So,
So
yes.
And also, like, to not feel left out when, other friends are all on their shiny new console. Because I know some people, like, if they say, yeah, I'm going to wait, but then they see, like, all their other friends, they got the new console, and they're like, oh man, dang, I kind of wish I would have got, went and got the thing. But like, with that said, that person who waited, sure, whenever they get their new console, like, months later, a year later, they're going to be equally as excited to get it.
Mm-hmm.
But no one else really is going to be, like, no one else is going to be excited because it's already been like a year or two. It's already passed. Like, that's old news. We're just waiting on the games now.
Now, don't let Nick bully you into buying one now.
No.
Be financially responsible.
These are just pros and cons. Like, don't get, don't feel like that. Don't let that, overtake you. These are just pros and cons. We're just laying it out there, Now we're just going to move on to the last con that I have on the list. I don't know if anybody else wants to add anything. It's the dreaded post-launch drought of games. And I'm mostly talking about next-gen games, not necessarily the ones that will come out with both.
Yeah.
Because there are some games like Miles Morales that actually came out for PS4 and PS5.
Valhalla,
like these third-party games like Valhalla, Watch Dogs, Cyberpunk, all these are coming out for both the consoles.
Whenever Cyberpunk comes out.
Yeah, 2077. Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of the times there's not like a lot of good games to play. Like there might be, one or two, and then you get through them, and then now you're waiting like, so many months until another one comes out. At least I know with Sony, they came out with what they had, Demon Souls, the remastered of that, which I heard like it looks really good, and a lot of people are enjoying it. Spider-Man, like I said, that did come out with both. Okay, Bugsnax, we've been enjoying it, and it's free. And Sackboy Big Adventure. Like, yeah, that one is probably not going to take long. And they did say with that game, they won't have the online multiplayer at launch. They still have co-op multiplayer that you can do, but the online will come later. But yeah, like, I mean, those come out right now. Some people may not be getting some of these games until Christmas. So like, even if you got like one game right now, if you can make that game last a little bit until like next month or something, then you can get another game. And then I didn't even get a game. Yeah, she didn't even get a game, and she's already gone through the Astro's Playroom, and she's going through Bugsnax. Like, there are ones I want to play. Like, sign me up for Valhalla, please. Yes. But Sackboy Adventure, yes. But then I know the Ratchet and Clank game is going to be coming out. They said launch window, so that could mean, January maybe. And I feel like that would be a good time for it to come out, because then we got through some of these other games and now we're getting another one. So, I mean, yeah, like there is going to be that dry period of like, games, and I mean, and they're not going to be the like best games that pushes the limit of that console. Like normally we get that a little bit later, where people have a lot more time to invest their time on the like the console, and get to see what all they can do. Especially, I'm excited to see what all games are going to do with this DualSense controller. I've already seen like, we experienced it with that Astro Playroom game. We experienced some with Fortnite, because like whenever you pull the trigger to shoot, like it has that feedback. Whenever you jump and land, it gives you a vibration of like you hitting the ground. Whenever you swim, so it's exciting to see what all they can do with these games. But yeah, I mean, a lot of the times there is that drought of games, and let's see, I'm just reading through some of my notes. But I mean, like, if there is that drought of game, then, hey, that gives you gamers a chance to catch up on your backlog of games, because we all know that we have a backlog. Don't say that you don't, because we all do. Even I have. Even Lindsay has a backlog. A few. She bought. I'm so upset. So I wanted to play Last of Us. The first one. So I was like, well, the second one, but I was going to start with the first one. And so I bought it a few months ago for $15, used copy, at PS4. Haven't played it yet, and now it's free for PlayStation 5 with the collection thing. Yeah. So. Yeah, so we all have backlog, but. Waste of 15. Is there anything you wanted to add, Will?
Man, I think we have covered it.
I'm just looking over this last thing that I said.
Basically, there's pros and cons. Yeah. I mean, you do what's best for you. Yeah. And it is a financial commitment. I mean, it's not just a few dollars.
No, it's hundreds of dollars.
If you need to wait, then wait. It'll still be there.
Yeah, it'll be there. It's not going anywhere. But like until then, I mean, just like, catch up on your backlog. Like, if there's a bunch of games that you want to play on the, Xbox One or the PS4, you can probably go and, like, just get one of those consoles, like, for, like, $200, $250 or something like that, and you can play those games while you wait, a few years before getting, the new gen consoles. Yeah. And, like, I know Sony said, I don't know about Microsoft, Sony's still going to be making PS4 games for a little while. Yeah, they did. And I assume Microsoft will be doing the same. So Sony came out and they were saying, like, since the whole thing with COVID and a lot of people buying like consoles and all that stuff, they wanted to make sure that they still showed love and support for those consoles. So they said that they were going to continue to make games for the PS4 because they probably didn't want to just go, out like be like, oh, sorry, we're done with the PS4. We're going to, just focus on this after so many people bought a PS4 during like the whole pandemic. So, I mean, I thought that was really cool. And I know a lot of people would give Sony crap for it. It's like, oh, you said it's all about next gen. It's like, well, yeah, but they also want to keep people in mind that just bought, a PS4 when the PS5 is just coming out. Like, they want to make them happy. So, yeah. So, yeah, that's our pros and cons of buying console on day one or launch. I didn't mean to do that. So now we are going to move on to our
Nostalgia Game of the Week.
Yeah.
Yay.
Thought I'd improv that a little bit.
Oh,
You're
thanks.
welcome.
Yeah.
Anytime.
This is where we're going to spin a wheel that has a list of games that gives us that nostalgia feel. Once the wheel stops on whatever game, we're just going to talk about a little bit. If you have any game suggestions for us to add to the wheel, feel free to drop them in the nostalgia game suggestion in our Discord.
Which I did see some were added in there.
Yeah, we did have some add, and thank you so much for it. I don't know if I've added everything yet. I didn't want to make the wheel like, super like congested and all that. The Impossible Quiz.
For all those awesome suggestions.
I think the Impossible Quiz was one suggested by our good friend Alex Campbell that has joined us on the podcast a couple times.
I remember this.
Is this the one that you would go like on to that website and it was like,
I believe so.
Like that weird, you'd have to like find things inside the questions.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think I beat that once.
You did? I don't think I ever did. I know I played it a lot in school. Like whenever I would be in a class that we would have access to a computer, I would pull it up, play it, and then go through it. I know there's a game like on our phone that we played some that's very similar to it.
Yeah.
We haven't played that in a while.
I might have thought I beat it, but I don't know.
This is a little different than that game, but it brought this to mind. Do you remember that app? That game on your phone where you would just like find the cow and it would moo and you would have to find it. That it's just the same type of game. I thought of it.
Moo.
And then there was another one with cookies. I remember playing it during chapel.
Cookie Clicker?
Whoops.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, Impossible Quiz. This is what we're talking about, not those other games. We can get to those later.
Well, you know what? It's the same type of feel, okay?
Yeah. But Impossible Quiz, if you can go and play it, go and play it. It's a lot of fun. You can just like search it on the computer and probably find it. Maybe there's an app for it now. Probably.
Trying to find it right now.
Oh. Yeah, it's like cool. And it's different from the Impossible game. The Impossible game is different.
Slap Me Do.
Different game.
Slap Me Do, that's who made it. And apparently Slap Me Do has a DeviantArt, so you can probably find the Impossible Quiz somewhere through there.
Probably.
Gosh, that was insanity.
All right, so now we're going to move on to our out-of-the-box gaming news. Welcome to Out-of-the-Box Gaming News with Lindsay Picard.
Thanks, Nick. After sales of Marvel's Avengers presumably underperformed, Square Enix posted a $48 million operating loss in its HD Games division, though Square Enix did not explicitly reveal Avengers sales numbers. Insomniac Games confirmed an upcoming update to Marvel's Spider-Man on PS4 will let players export their save data to Spider-Man Remastered for PS5. Amazon sent an email saying Xbox Series X pre-orders may not arrive until December 31st, 2020. Oof. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is teaming up with Microsoft and Gamers Outreach to donate new portable custom Xbox Series X consoles to 20 children's hospitals. Head of Xbox Phil Spencer has said that the Xbox Series X and Series S have had the largest launch in Xbox history. Spencer added that over a 24-hour period, there were more new consoles sold in more countries than ever before. Scalpers on eBay and similar marketplaces are attempting to sell the $500 PS5 for nearly $2,000.
Yikes.
And lastly, Ghost of Tsushima has set a new record on PlayStation's fastest-selling original PS4 exclusive, with more than 5 million copies sold since July.
Yeah. So this is quite a bit of news to go through.
Look, I like Avengers.
I like Avengers.
I don't know what people's issues are.
Yeah, I think it was like said before, people just want to bash a game just to bash it. People were like, hating on it because it didn't look like the people from the MCU. People were just like, oh, this looks terrible. It was like, well, I mean, are you just saying that before you even give the game a chance? Like, yes, there are some issues that they need to fix, but I mean, they're constantly working on the game. Like, I appreciate them for that. So
they needed to have had at least one of the Hawkeyes in the game before launch. That's my opinion.
I still feel like they should have waited to release the game, but I still enjoy playing the game. I haven't in a while because, stuff, PS5 and all that. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, so the whole thing with Amazon sending out the email saying their Series X pre-orders may not arrive until the very end of the year. That's a big L. Oh man, that sucks. Like, how many people are going to be pissed about that? Like, oh, I pre-ordered this thing. I should have got it on this day.
I mean, I would be angry.
Oh yeah, I would be angry. Yeah.
Who the crap pre-orders from Amazon though? Let's be real.
I don't know.
People.
Yeah.
I know. No. I pre-ordered a pop figure on Amazon.
Yeah, but a game console?
Yeah, gaming console. Yeah.
Like, what pre-order bonus does
I'm pretty sure our friend Alex has pre-ordered a game.
Again. Well, okay, games.
But I don't know if it did get there on time.
Bonuses at game shops.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my point. If you're gonna pre-order a console, do it at a game shop. Get your pre-order bonus, because almost every game shop has a pre-order bonus.
Yeah.
Especially GameStop. GameStop always has some kind of like pre-order bonus. Did they have a pre-order bonus this year?
I don't know.
Because that would be hilarious if I just said all that and they didn't have a pre-order bonus for the PlayStation 5.
I don't know if they had it for. I mean, someone in the chat probably will say something about it. I don't know if they had something with the system. Normally, it's games that they would have something for. But I feel like a lot of games nowadays, like if you pre-order it, I don't know. I think they try to just do it if you pre-order it and you get it inside the case. Like, instead of getting it, from the specific area.
Yeah. Well, I know, like, when we picked up Avengers, we got, like, some pins.
Yeah.
And posters and stuff that we won't ever do anything with, but...
Yeah, I remember, at least, like, a while ago, you would see, like, advertisements that would end with, and get this, like, special mount when you pre-order at GameStop.
Yeah.
It was like, you go to GameStop and you pre-order, and you get this code from them that gives you this, like, random skin or mount or something in-game.
Yeah, I think they still do that. I know I got a lot of my stuff from, like, doing that. But I think some other places have started to, do pre-order bonuses.
Yeah,
like,
so find a pre-order bonus that you like and go there.
Yeah. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson,
good old
what
Dwayne.
What a dude.
What
a dude. Like, teaming up to, donate like their new portable custom Xbox Series X, even though they are Xbox, to 20 children's hospitals. Like, dude, what a guy.
Mm-hmm. And like, I mean, it says to 20 hospitals. That could have been more than one console per hospital. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah.
Look at you, Dwayne.
Yeah, way to go. Shout out to you. Keep doing you. And then now the Xbox Series X and S having their largest launch in Xbox history. Was it really that hard to beat?
But my question,
I'm just coming in like what I mean.
360 did pretty dang well.
But what if they actually changed between this one and the last one? Not the UI.
Yeah, their UI is the same, and it doesn't give people that feel that they got something new. that was another thing I forgot to mention before. Like, as I kept seeing things about it, like, at least with the PlayStation, it's different. The UI is different and it feels, new and next gen. Xbox, their UI is basically the same. And we talked about the UI on that episode where we, talked about the system's UI. Like, theirs is the same, so it doesn't give you that feel that you are, on something next gen. Do you agree with that, Will?
I do.
Okay.
I do. Also, you need to hydrate.
I will have to do that towards the end.
Out of water.
Yeah. I'll just look at that later. And then, dude, come on, scalpers, why you got to be like this? To take a system that sells for $500 and making it nearly $2,000, like, really? Like, and I bet you those are the people out there that tried that went to different places to pre-order multiple systems just so they can do this.
And I get that you're wanting to make a profit, however illegally it is. But $1,500 a profit for one console.
Come on.
And I am sorry if you actually buy that. Profit.
I'm sorry if someone is actually going to get suckered into.
I hope you
paying for that.
Aren't that desperate to get one.
Yeah.
Just wait and save $1,500.
Yeah, I got like 3 hydrates. I won't have to get that at the end, y'all.
Mm-hmm. To be fair, though, typical retail markup is 300%. Or profit, I should say, is 300%. So
yeah, well,
they're right in line with what retail should be charging, except they bought it from retail.
Yeah, and this isn't GameStop selling on eBay. This is Timmy in his mom's basement that's selling it on eBay.
Their business economics makes perfect sense.
Whenever you said 300%, that didn't make sense to me because I worked in retail and I would remember seeing numbers when I would have to adjust things to put on sale, and I would see the percentage markup, and it's 50. And I just looked it up, and it says that most retailers use a 50% markup.
Really? Wow.
Because I know, like, whenever I would see it, I would see how much we paid for it, and then we basically just on most of them we doubled the price, and that's what people.
That's 100% markup.
That's 100%. But I just looked it up, and it was saying most retailers use 50%. But I know with that store, it was like 100% markup. Like, whenever you said 300, I was like, man, that seems like a lot.
I have worked at least one place that marked up their merchandise by 300%.
It might just depend on what the item is.
Yeah.
Like, because some of these probably like clothes or whatever that are very fancy, and they would sell them for hey, here's this dress, it's $8,000. It's like, no.
Yeah, this specifically was a gift shop.
Okay.
So it's like you buy these little trinkets for 50 cents, sell them for like $5.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then I would like to say, we digressed a little bit, but I would like to say for this last one, Ghost of Tsushima, well deserved. Like, what a game! That was a great game, and it very much deserves to be, fastest selling original PS4 exclusive. Like, it's a great game. If you haven't played it yet, definitely, get it. Heck, ask for it for Christmas if you never got it. Like, it's a great game. Definitely highly recommend. And the multiplayer that they added, it's fun. It's a lot of fun, and I think they're going to be adding a raid later if they haven't already. But yeah. But we are definitely running out of time here. So.
Well, I hope you guys have been thinking about that trivia question, because it is time to give our answers. Lindsay?
Yeah, so Will and Nick know this one, but just to review, my question was, who was Nintendo's character Kirby based off of?
Yeah.
So I don't know who wants to go first.
We both know it.
Both watched the same.
You want me to go first again? Because
you can if you want. We both know it. So
yeah. So it is based on the awesome lawyer John Kirby, who helped out Nintendo US.
Yes, John Kirby. He was an American attorney, and he was known for helping out Nintendo get out of a lawsuit
against
Universal Studios on Donkey Kong. Like they were saying that there was copyright stuff with, King Kong and Donkey Kong, and he rolled up a whole gaming arcade system, and the judge went up and like played and stuff, and they said there's no like there's a resemblance of it being a monkey, but
a monkey and a blonde
Kong
chick and a tower and the word Kong.
Yeah.
And I think specifically it came down to, in the end, they were like, well, Kong. And the judge was like, no, that's silly.
Like he realized that there was, like they didn't have any, like that Universal didn't have anything, that they were trying to do this, and, and he fought it and he won. And with that, Nintendo, they decided to thank him, and they made a character, after his name.
Cool
but then,
and ironically, he didn't like it.
Well, he was saying that, they didn't ask me for any approval for this, so yeah.
Yeah.
And
sadly he passed away last October.
Last year. Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's sad.
So.
Yep, last October.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But way to go, Nintendo.
Cool,
that was cool.
Tribute.
We're going to wrap up this episode, and as we do, we want you to be able to contact us and check us out on other media platforms. Will, where can listeners find you and us?
Well, we have our YouTube channel, Out of the Box Gaming. There's some great stuff over there, all of our episodes, plus a little extra, so go check that out. Our Discord is linked there on our YouTube channel, and pretty much anywhere that you can find our link tree. We have Instagram at OOTB_gaming, and Twitter is at GamingOOTB. And we have a new social media platform that we have hit. Woohoo! Go check us out on TikTok at OOTB Gaming. We just uploaded a PlayStation 5 unboxing video of Nick getting all happy. So go check that out. Give a like, give a follow. And also check out our Patreon and all the awesome perks you can unlock there. Thank you to our fantastic Collector's Edition Patreon, Cody Watkins, also known as Indecent Sarcasm. MVP, one heck of a guy.
And speaking of our awesome Patreon perks, some tiers get you extra entries to our monthly giveaway. We don't have the details together for this monthly giveaway, and I just thought about this when
we got to do it
getting close.
week.
So we have a few games in mind, or at least I have a few games in mind. I did get some ideas from Will and Alex. I will just go ahead and say I'll just say, a few of the games that we have in mind. We haven't picked one yet, but I mean, don't get your hopes up if you hear one and that's not it. Like, I'm just warning you. These are the ones we have in mind. We have the Untitled Goose Game, Overcooked, and Blood Bowl 2. Those are the ones that we have in mind for this month because it's, Thanksgiving this month. And I was trying to find something dealing with a turkey. I couldn't really find much. It was mostly DLC. And then that's why Untitled Goose Game came into the picture, because it's Big Bird or whatever. Overcooked, there's a lot of cooking during Thanksgiving, and then Blood Bowl 2 because it's football type related, and there's a lot of football going on during Thanksgiving. So it's probably going to be one of those three games, unless something completely changes and we find a game that just screams out to us. But probably going to be one of those three, so yeah, just keep a lookout.
I won't make promises, but we're gonna try to get it done this week.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Just keep a lookout for that. As for the podcast, if you want to find us live, you just need to go to Twitch and go to Ace King King. And we do the podcast typically Saturdays at 10 a.m. Except for today, we had technical issues. We started like an hour later. As for me, if you want to find me, you can find me on YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram at Ace King King, or Twitter at Ace King King 77.
Please be sure to leave a review on our podcast on whichever platform you found us. Leave a like, hit subscribe, hit follow, all those great buttons. Thank you so much for listening, and be sure to join us next week.
Yep. This has been Out of the Box Gaming with Snap Picard, Will Kinsey, and Lindsay. Thanks for